If you've ever felt like you had money 1 minute and then the next you didn't, you probably tried all the fancy budgeting strategies out there and they just didn't work for you. Either they were too rigid or they didn't fit your lifestyle. Then this video is for you because today I'm going to work you through the step-by-step process to actually creating a budgeting strategy that works for you and for your lifestyle. So the first step I would say is to know how much cash inflow you have, which is pretty straightforward if you have a steady paycheck. That's if every month the money coming is the same and the same and the same. But if you're self-employed or you have multiple streams of income, then my advice for you here would be to take an average of your 3 months salary, which means, or your 3 months income, with sum them up and then divide them by 3. I hope you do understand what I'm saying here. There is to track your expenses. I know this sounds tedious, and it doesn't only just sound tedious, it is actually going to be tedious, but trust me, it is worth the efforts that you are going to put in. So as you're going through your statement or your tracking app, I want you to categorize these expenses into 3, which is your needs, your wants, and you're saving, that you know where your money is going to. The next step is to create or to set financial goals. They could either be long-term goals or short-term goals depending on what you want to do. And remember that your budget must align with those goals so that you can see your bigger pictures. For example, now a long-term goal of mine would be to own a house, either to build it from the ground up or to buy a house. And one of my short-term goals is like to have an Apple ecosystem, meaning, but the main thing I want right now is an iPad. Because you set short goals and long goals. And the question I want you to ask yourself here, where you're creating your financial goals, is where do I see my finances in the next 5 to 10 years? Where do I see myself to be? Now let's talk about the part we've all been waiting for. Drum rolls for youth, budgeting. Anywho, I want you guys to know that budgeting is a process. It's not a one-time fix. You just have to experiment with it to know the right budget for you. Before I found out the budget that worked for me, I had to experiment with different budgeting strategies. Like you, I had tried so many fancy budgeting strategies until I found this one. So I'm going to be taking you guys through 3 budgeting strategies that I have. 2 are quite similar though, but then one isn't. So the first one is the 50-30-20 rule. And I'm sure everybody knows what is this. Basically, it's categorizing your needs, wants, and savings into percentages. 50% is your needs, while 30% is your wants, and 20% is your savings. I know, like, we all know this. So yeah, this is one of the strategy method I would like to talk about is the envelope method, and I would recommend this for people who are good at handling cash. I, for one, am not somebody like this. I do not know how to handle cash. Like, I literally have cash now, and in the next 1 to 2 hours, the cash is gone. And if you ask me what I use it for, I say I don't know. That's just who I am. That's my personality. That's my person. But if you're good at handling cash, then I would recommend that you use the envelope method. Basically, the envelope method is just using up envelopes to plan your month, to plan your budget, where you write on each envelope what that envelope is for, and then you put the cash amount that you want to into that envelope. This is my favorite, which I call the ultimate budgeting strategy, is the 40-30-30 rule, and it's quite exactly like the 50-30-20 rule, but it's different in the amount that is being set to each category, which means 40 for your needs, 30 for your wants, and 30 for your savings. Tip of mine that has been working for me for quite some time is to put each category into a different card. Meaning, if I'm going to the grocery store to get groceries for the month, I put the amount that I'm supposed to spend in that card, and I know that I won't pass my limits because I don't want to be embarrassed in front of other customers when they're saying it's sufficient for, because I know the exact amount that's there should tally with the exact amount that I have budgeted. Remember that budgeting is a process, it's not set in stone, meaning that you can make adjustments after reviewing at the end of the month, because that's what I do every month, and I review my budget to see where I could have done better, or if this particular budgeting strategy is working for me or not, and which other one I can move into to see if it would actually work for me. So I recommend experimenting with the different budgeting strategies that are out there to find exactly what works for you. Now that you know the step-by-step process to creating a budget, it's left for you now to grab your notebook or download a tracking app or a budgeting app to help you start your budgeting process today. I mean today, not tomorrow. You may be watching this in the night, but today is the day. Don't procrastinate it tomorrow. Thank you for watching. And if you found this video helpful, please do well to like, comment, subscribe, share to a friend that you think would actually need or want to know the process of setting a budget.